Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Young Pratt, the chief dreamer and podcaster right here at Our Young Creators, and I want to wish you a happy almost Thanksgiving. Today, I have a very special guest for you, and she is a return podcast guest. You've actually heard her on the podcast. This will be the third time now, and I would love to welcome Wendy Livingston-Guth today. Welcome, Wendy.
You. I am so glad to be here once again. I love having the opportunity to chat with you, excuse me, and also your listeners, who I am actually one of.
Well, thank you. I'm really excited to be here today because I have to share this. Your title is Rebel on the Go, and there's just something magical about that. And you and I have conspired to create some things that involve kids and travel and really sharing our messages and teaching our kids how to do the same. But you have something really special coming up. Can you share what that is?
Sure, yes. And I'm super excited. Plan Live Events, which is a certificate course. How is it the dog starts to bark immediately? Sorry about that. Anyway, a certificate course exclusively for part-time event planners. And, I spent 30 years in the association and corporate world as a full-time event planner. And one of the questions I always heard was, can you teach me what you do? So I finally took it to heart, and looking at the online world, and thought, wow, maybe now is a really good time to do that. So I did.
And that's really amazing here too, because here on the podcast, we love to bring on guests and share opportunities to sort of become the creator, the master of your own life. Even if you feel maybe stuck in a job right now, or you want to transition out, or you're a stay-at-home mom working hard growing your family and it's time for something new. This is an opportunity where you can take a passion. And if you love traveling and if you love helping other people do that, even if you yourself are planning things like family reunions and you need some help with planning that, because when it comes to reserving locations, there are often contracts involved, and contracts really are something you have to pay attention to because you could lose your shirt, you could lose your business. There's really major things you need to pay attention to, and Wendy can show you how to go in and read those and avoid those pitfalls.
Yes, exactly. And for the first part of what you were saying, this one of these the beauty of this adds skills. This adds really ultimately adding skills mean you could potentially charge more, which potentially can lead to traveling more, or creating more freedom. And yes, that is exactly what I think we are all I think we're all aiming for. And as for, yes, contracts, I actually love contracts, which makes me a really often. I find reading them to be fun, and negotiating them to be a little exciting. So, but yeah, I try to bring a full array of the skills that you need to be to be an event planner or to create an event into this course. So yeah, I'm really excited about it.
And I think its opportunity is really exciting too, because as our kids get older, from the time they're little, they start showing us and revealing who they are. And I know some kids who, they love to plan things and plan little parties for their stuffed animals and plan little parties for their friends. And that could be an indication that helping people plan those things in real life when they get older is something that they could definitely do. So for all of you parents out there, if you can start modeling this behavior and open up these doors to them on what their lives could look like, jump in with both feet, be able to travel or be able to meet those amazing people that you'll meet nowhere else except for across the world from us. I just think there's so many possibilities with what you are creating, Wendy.
Oh, well, I love that. So I started doing event planning, or as we had called it, meeting planning, by accident in college. I never even knew that this career opportunity existed. I thought eventually I'd be going to law school, but didn't. So, and now there are schools that provide bachelor's degrees in tourism and events, and associate degrees, and all those different things. And there's so many opportunities, and I think it is a great career for kids who are especially detail oriented, who are creative, who love schedules and thinking out, especially outside the box. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's a tremendous world. And I would have seen my first event would have been my first real event would have been at 22. I worked an annual meeting in Miami, and and it's gone on from there. But I've traveled the world, and which is wonderful, which is absolutely wonderful. It's definitely a great fringe benefit to this job.
For sure, because I'm a lover of travel myself, and I've been feeling sort of antsy because I'm feeling like there needs to be a trip coming up soon. So hopefully you can help me with that, Wendy, because I want it to be fun and exciting, and not one where I just go lay on the beach, but we're actually doing things, making a difference. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think, Planet Internet really gives us this opportunity to explore these new pathways. And the one thing that I love about technology and digital media, we have access to jobs that we didn't even know existed, or the ability to create jobs because we see something is missing out there in the world. And I love that you have come into this online space and taken all of your years of practical experience, and now you can show other mamas, other parents, even other teens, and maybe even tweens, how they can go about planning these things and really, again, opening those doors for their future.
Oh yeah, it's funny. My daughter, who's 12, and she'll say, "Well, I think I want to be a surgeon and a wedding planner." Happy, honey, go right ahead. But yeah, it can be very exciting to think about the opportunities to travel, and also to create events that are anything from you know a retreat to the workshop to a huge, when the kids were little, I would take them to, I did an annual meeting for like 3,500 people, and they would wheel around in their little car, in their little, in their little strollers. And so, and being around all the bling and the excitement and the energy. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for kids. So,
Yeah, and I have a great friend, and she always says, more is caught than taught. So the ability for our kids to watch you doing these things and to create these experiences for other people and to really see you serving others, I really think that sets the precedent for them to learn that serving other people is part of why we are here, because we all have different gifts, but service is the thing that we lead with to share those gifts.
oh yeah, I love that. Yes, that is exactly right. And it's interesting because if you think about events, um, and I've done some really interesting ones in my career, and there was a point where I thought, oh, I just put out catering, or I just make sure a room is set. But I realized it's creating the space for others to create magic, and to really, and in a lot of ways serve the world. And it's, and that actually is what makes me feel really good about what I've done in the past, and now what I continue to do, because it's creating this space for others to really to fly. And I absolutely love it.
And yeah, that's amazing too, that you're creating the space for others to sort of build their own memories and build their own path. And that's such an amazing thing to be able to do. Now, I know you and your kids just got back from a whirlwind trip. Was your trip related at all to planning events, or why did you take this trip and why did the kids go with you?
Okay. Well, so we took the trip because I currently live on a military base in the Caribbean, and we homeschool the kids. So the schedule is really flexible, and we had before moving here for a number of years. We had au pairs, mostly European, who lived with us, and it turns out that we had seven in Germany, well, six in Germany and one in Denmark. And so we've been talking about visiting them. And, it's like, oh, yeah, some other time, whenever. And, that rolls into years and years and years down the road. Well, my husband had said, actually, it was actually back in May, said, you know what? Why don't you take the kids away for a month? I was like, and
Wow.
yeah, and you know, I lost my parents in 2017, and travel was like for my dad was the most important thing. It
Mm.
was the ability to see the world, and so luckily, not luckily, I would prefer to have them back, but thankfully, um, I was able to put a trip together, largely thanks to them, that allowed us to, see Europe, and
Mm.
it was really amazing. It was long, I will say that, and 24 hours a day, together as a family. It was actually, it was a wonderful bonding experience. Though by the end, when I got home, I locked myself in my bedroom. Uh, but yeah, it was an incredible experience that I could not. Um, I'm so glad that we did. I would not have wanted to miss this opportunity. So yeah, it was, and yeah, and I'm hoping to still get my my podcasts and my wrap ups together, from because there's so many stories to be told
Oh,
from.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
And what an incredible experience for your kids, because being 12, they're at such a good age to be able to really retain all of those experiences and remember them for a really, really, really long time. And you've given them such a great gift.
yeah.
And now I can't wait to hear all of your podcasts and all the things, all of the things that you captured when you were there. And for those of you listening, if you don't already know, Wendy and her kids graduated from our class becoming a podcast family. So they went through the process of learning how to podcast together. So now, after this amazing trip in Europe, it's going to be fantastic to see what you guys can share with the world to sort of open up our eyes about different experiences and opportunities. And I think there's something so magical
Hmm.
about traveling, even if it's to the next city or just up the road.
Hmm.
Just getting out of our everyday environment has a way of causing us to see things in a new way. And that's honestly my most favorite thing about traveling.
Yeah. Oh, there's no question. And I realized one of the things that I miss being where I am now is going to a different farm apple every year to go apple picking,
Mm.
or the local festivals or things like that, which are so close to home yet create magic. Yeah. Oh, and I do want to tell you that they were able to use their podcasting skills actually for their Instagram accounts.
Amazing.
Really very, very excited that they did they it was we had some challenges with internet when we were there, and Wi-Fi, but the kids were able to really show what they were doing and their experiences, yeah, through Instagram, which is terrific. And I don't really think they would have been able to be. They did a really professional job, so I think that is very much thanks to you.
Well, thank you. And once we wrap up this interview, I would love for you to share the links to those Instagram accounts so we can all take a look at what your kids were up to, because it's fascinating to me to hand your kids a camera or a device and
Yeah.
have them take pictures and
Mhm.
capture different events,
Mhm.
because the way that they interpret it and the way that they see it is
Mhm.
usually so different than what we remember. And
Ex-
yeah, I
it-
think it's one of the most cool things for kids to be able to do. And again, thanks to the technology we have now, all kids just about are able to share the world through their eyes. And I think that's something special for kids, that they have this opportunity these days to be able to speak up, to talk about the things that are important to them, and to show the world a different perspective.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I will check. I think that their settings are set to super privacy,
Yeah. Okay.
but let me check on that. Actually, I'm pretty sure they are. But yeah, but I think that they could do something to share what they did, and I really would like for them to do it. And that will be an assignment for them to somehow cull what they what they put together and share. Yeah, because I was very impressed. And it wasn't just capturing mom at moments like her fear of heights at the Eiffel Tower, uh, capturing pictures of mom screaming on rides at Lego in Denmark, things like that.
Oh, that is so funny. Yeah. And if they want to share any, quick little snippets here as well, please let them do that, because yeah, I can't wait to see how they saw this experience that you created for them, because they each have their own personalities, and to see sort of what they want to share. I
Exactly.
think that's going to be an inspiration for people who are watching live or on the replay or listening over on the podcast, to know that kids have the ability to do these things and make big changes and impact in the world. They're just waiting for our permission sometimes, because they think that, well, maybe I shouldn't do this. Mom and dad always want me to be off of my device. But now we're actually saying, no, you can use your device. However, here is what I want you to do. Here's some, take some responsibility, take a stand socially, take a stand politically, whatever it is that they're passionate about, they can do it now.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so true. That is so true. And I absolutely love that. I mean, um, they saw some things that they wouldn't see in the United States, and they captured it and questioned it. And yeah, it was really it's an amazing opportunity when you step outside of whatever your and it's not just your comfort zone, whatever your normal life is, and have an opportunity to see things. And yeah, the ability to capture it and
Mhm.
capture their reactions and responses is yeah, I and then what they can do with it when they get back. And that was, that's an important thing too. So yes, 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 I they will definitely have an assign ooh I, um, they will definitely have an assignment that's related to that very soon, maybe Friday.
Oh, yes, that could be good.
Yeah.
And for all of you watching and listening, if you have kids and you're homeschooling or considering homeschooling,
Mhm.
technology offers this new way to be able to relate to our kids, to build relationships, and really get them to be excited about what they're learning about by being able to show you in a different format than you may think it needs to be shown in. However, this ability to do that is really what I think is going to help these kids really take those leadership roles in the future and be those innovators and really the creators of any life that they choose.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. I absolutely couldn't agree more. And I love combining. It's when you can combine the technology and with the experiential pieces of
Yeah.
learning. And yeah, it is really amazing what kids can do. Yeah, and I just love the fact that you're leading this charge and really showing parents, because I think the kids get it to some extent already. they,
Mhm.
what they can, with how, they know what with what they can do, but really showing the parents that this has so
Yeah,
much value. It has so much, and
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I just love it.
So exciting. And now with tomorrow being Thanksgiving and Christmas break just a few weeks away, do you have any tips for parents as they're planning any family get-togethers or family trips?
Um, so yeah, what worked really well is um, before we left, and I'll use Paris as an example. That was our first stop. I sat down with the kids and I said, "What two things do you really want to do? You don't have to tell me the second. Do a little research and two
Yeah.
things." Um, and what we did was I tried to keep the schedule not super hectic. There were days that our feet fell off, but that was okay. But overall, I wanted to know what it is that they wanted to do and made sure that we did that. Becca wanted to go to the Louvre. They both wanted to go to the Eiffel Tower. Jake wanted to cruise the Seine. It was these sort of things. I made sure that we did what they wanted to do. And I also just made sure that we had time to decompress, to breathe, to sit back and just enjoy. That the schedule wasn't so packed that we couldn't just kind of sit and smell the, I don't know, French perfume.
And that's a
Yeah.
really, really good takeaway too, because I know I'm guilty of this. When I go someplace new in particular, I want to pack the schedule to get as much into that experience as possible. However, that doesn't give us the opportunity to stay longer at things if we're really enjoying it, or leave in a shorter time frame if something really just is not very fun. So for everyone listening, plan your schedule, leave time open so you can really stop and smell whatever it is that is around you that smells amazing.
Yeah, exactly. We took a little bit of time and just sat and drank hot chocolate. Where were we? Copenhagen, and did some people watching. And I was surprised. I love people watching, and I wasn't sure that the kids would enjoy that, um, but they did, because you can create amazing stories and use your imagination about, oh, what do you think that person does, and what do you think they're thinking, and all sorts of, and it turns into actually a really fun game. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's things like that that I say, just try to incorporate into the, whatever the schedule is, and first and foremost, just have a good time and enjoy.
Yes, such great advice. Have a good time, enjoy. Now, Wendy, before we wrap up today, can you let everyone know where they can go to find out more information about this amazing offering that you're going to put out into the world very soon?
Yes. So right now, I will be promoting it through the Rebel on the Go, Rebel on the Go, my face Rebel on the Go Travel, which is my Facebook page, which I can give you the link to include, and I will have a waitlist sign up that I will put up there. So as soon as it's available, I will gladly send out the link, and that's for more information as well. So.
Amazing. Thank you for doing that. And I want to say a big thank you to everyone. Andy, I see that you're here live with us. Thank you for being here today to join in on this conversation and to gain some wisdom from Wendy, who is like the master of travel. If there's anything you need to do with travel, Wendy is your gal, and she's definitely the rebel on the go. So, Wendy, I want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And again, I just love what you're doing and watching, well, actually participating. I'm excited to hear about your new courses coming up that I.
Yes, and so Wendy's alluding to something that's coming via email today. We are doing special for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We weren't going to do anything, but then yesterday I just kind of had this epiphany about what I wanted to do next. So if you don't already belong on our, if you're not already on our email list, reach out to me right here on Facebook and let me know, and I'll make sure that I can add you so you can find out all of the goodies we have in store for you starting this weekend. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your time today. Happy Thanksgiving to all my friends here in the States, and I will catch you all next time. Cheers, my friends. Thanks for tuning in to today's podcast. If you're ready for some Black Friday and Cyber Monday goodies from us here at OYC, we have you covered. Head over to OurYoungCreators.com/Black Friday to make sure you get yourself onto our goodies list. Again, that's OurYoungCreators.com/Black Friday.